The reporting of Princess Diana's death was complicated by a false eyewitness who lied that they had seen the princess alive after her crash, according to a former BBC journalist. The Princess of Wales passed away aged 36 from injuries sustained in a car accident 24 years ago tomorrow. Diana was being driven home from a Paris restaurant at around midnight with boyfriend Dodi Fayed when their driver lost control of the vehicle in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel and crashed. Mr. Fayed and the driver of the Mercedes-Benz, Henry Paul, were pronounced dead at the scene, while the princess's bodyguard Trevor Rees-Jones sustained serious injuries but survived the crash. The Princess of Wales statue in Kensington Palace Gardens was commissioned and unveiled in her memory last month by her sons Prince William and Prince Harry, who were just 15 and 12 at the time of the accident. Well-wishers will be allowed to visit the statue tomorrow to mark the occasion, despite it usually only being accessible to the public from Wednesdays to Sundays due to the pandemic. Diana's death caused an unprecedented outpouring of emotion in the UK and globally. Thousands of flowers were laid at her home in Kensington Palace as a mark of respect, while some reports claim her funeral was watched by an estimated 2.5 billion people. Former BBC journalist Kevin Connolly, who was one of the first journalists to report at the scene, claimed the messy process of understanding the princess's condition was further complicated by a false eyewitness account. Mr. Connolly told Express.co.uk, "In Paris the scale of what had happened is only very slowly disclosed. There is a false eyewitness who complicates the picture. I believe some people rang up, not just the BBC but other broadcasters, claiming to have seen Diana after the accident. Through the course of the night this false and malicious phone call certainly adds to the narrative, but that is not going to be as serious as it might have been." Mr. Connolly added that the gravity of the situation was also downplayed by French authorities. He said, "The initial word from our police and hospital sources is that yes, it's the Princess of Wales, yes, she has been injured. There is no sense at the small hours of the morning that she is perhaps fatally injured." But then there was a growing sense of foreboding through the night. News that the Princess of Wales had died was slowly filtered through to reporters and was ultimately confirmed by Buckingham Palace. Veteran journalist Mr. Connolly claimed his broadcast that Diana had died was the most memorable moment of his career. He added, "I'm still asked about it more than any other event in my working lifetime. I covered the collapse of communism and the fall of the Berlin Wall. I'm very rarely asked about those things." People remain fascinated by her and by the way this extraordinary light was snuffed out in such a shocking way, with no warning. "I think we would remember her differently or less dramatically if she had died from some illness." Someone commented, "I remember everything that day, from my mother walking into my room with the terrible news, to watch Diana fly home in the evening to a carpet of flowers across the UK. I remember her for her lovely smile, laughter and kindness. Not an accident, we should leave that alone."